Hi there. I'm going to walk you through how you can set up a secret manager inside of Kestra. Kestra allows you to store secrets so that you can use those inside of your workflows. To achieve this, Kestra supports a number of secret managers to help store your secrets securely, but also provide a safe way to deal with sensitive data. Kestra respects your privacy, which means your secrets are only persisted in the backend of your choice. They are accessed by the workers at runtime and only stored in memory. I'm going to walk you through how you can set up a secret manager for your Kestra instance using one of the supported providers. Now we have support for a number of providers such as AWS, GCP, Azure, HashiCorp Vault, and Elasticsearch. I'm going to walk you through how to set it up with HashiCorp Vault, but the configuration will be quite similar for the different providers. Jumping into my Kestra configuration, I'm going to set up my secret manager to be for my entire Kestra instance, but you can also set up secret managers for dedicated namespaces as well as for dedicated tenants. So if you're interested to learn more about that, subscribe for more. All I need to do now is add a new section to my configuration called secret, which I can do like this. And as you can see here, I have secret and I've specified the type to be Vault as that's the one I want to use. If you want to use a different type, I'd recommend looking at the documentation where you can get a better idea of how the other types are configured. Now I have my HashiCorp Vaults hosted on their own cluster. So here's the URL for being able to access my cluster, and in order to authenticate with it, I need to use a token, which I've specified here. Now, once we're signed into HashiCorp Vault, we can see a load of details about our cluster, including the public and private URL that we're going to need, as well as being able to generate a token. And what I can do is fetch my token here. I can now add that to my Kestra configuration by pasting that in here. Now we can go directly to our URL like so. We can copy the admin token and we can actually log in directly to our secret manager and see it in action. When I first enter into my public cluster, I can head over to the secret engine, which is where we're going to store our secrets. Now, the way it's going to work is each of these paths that you can see here is going to represent one of our namespaces. So I've got a system namespace by default, and I'm also going to have an example namespace. And so when I click into this, I'll be able to view some secrets. Now, because I made this already, I've already added a number of secrets, including an AWS access key as well as an AWS secret key. So we'll be able to then access that in our flows. Benefit here is you can add your secrets both directly in your secret manager if it supports that, but as well as inside of Kestra. And we also have support for read-only secret managers where you can only configure those directly from your secret manager rather than from inside of Kestra. We'll have a dedicated video on that coming soon. One last thing to mention is we're using the admin namespace. So to make sure that we're pointing our Kestra configuration at the right place, we have specified here to look at namespace called admin. So with this in mind, we can save our configuration, and now we can run docker compose to be able to start up our Kestra instance for the first time. As you can see here, now that we've spun this up for the first time, we can see that our secret backend is using Vault. And so we know that this is configured correctly. Now that we have Kestra set up, we can create a new flow so that we can make our example namespace. So here we've got my example flow that's called list buckets inside of the example namespace. Now that I've saved this, we've now got access to our namespace called example, but we could also create it directly from the UI. As you can see, this workflow requires two properties that use secrets, access key ID and secret key ID. As we can already see, we've got those inside of our secret manager. So now let's head over to the namespace and double check that that secret is available. And as you can see here, we can see the three secrets that we could see inside of Vault directly are available inside of Kestra. So now let's head back to our workflow and execute that to see if it was able to access those secrets and authenticate with AWS successfully. And we can see here, it was able to successfully find information inside of our bucket, which it wouldn't have been able to do without those secrets. And just to kind of show you how it works, I can also add a new secret here called example and just call it test. I can click save there. We can see that's been added, but now if I go back to HashiCorp Vault, I can refresh the page and we'll see that at the bottom of the page, we'll have a new secret called example. Now I can actually click on secret at the top here and I can view that that says test. So we can see that that worked just like we expected. I can also add a new one from here and I can just say hello world, for example. If I now save that and go back to Kestra and refresh the page, we'll see that we have a new secret here called hello, but I can't view the secrets inside of Kestra. Now I'm going to create a new namespace here called data, and I'm just going to press save here. Now that I've created my new namespace, I can create a new secret here called example and call this test 2. And when I press save here, what you're going to see is inside of HashiCorp's secret engine, we're going to see that it's created a new path called data, and we can actually view that new secret. So it will automatically generate the new paths to match the namespaces that you have in Kestra, so you don't have to worry about it. Hopefully you found that useful, and you're going to be able to use secret managers inside of your Kestra instance. If you have any questions about these, let us know in our Slack in the description below. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this too.